have a peanut feature.
Hi.
Say hey, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
I like your shirt. What does it say?
Talk to me, Goose.
Crush it. Love it. We got a buggy feature.
Hi, YouTube.
Crush it. Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So I have that very common sight of multiple brand new Toyota Tacomas just sitting here collecting dust. That very, very common sight, okay? This is not unique to my own local dealership, of course. This is everywhere across the US right now. And it just is a shame because we are constantly seeing so many folks bump into pretty serious issues with these, right? We are now seeing the transmission howling, the transmission issues at large are just the primary problem plaguing it, right? And when you compound that onto the other more annoyances, I would say, it being built entirely out of Mexico now, which isn't totally brand new for the Tacoma. I feel like I do need to kind of plug that because they have historically been built out of Mexico, but also the US. But now entirely out of Mexico. And the price tags, that's most notably. They went up 20 to 25% from the previous generation, and they slapped a little 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine underneath the hood. So all that to say, those transmission issues happening right now, it's just compounding on top of those existing annoyances, why people are not buying them, right? And quality control issues, loose glove compartment there, panel gaps galore. You can just tell that them coming out of Mexico, they are not living up to the quality control standards that we have come to expect from Toyota. And when they slapped on that huge price tag, that's just, people are saying no thank you immediately. We just saw yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, the YouTuber Truck King, the Truck King channel, they highlighted a lot of the details surrounding their issue that they bumped into. The clutch went out. And I found it kind of pathetic that Toyota put the blame on them. They ultimately said, hey, he shifted from 5th gear to 1st gear. He slammed it from 5th gear to 1st gear while driving, and because of that, the clutch totally gave out and it grenaded itself. So I don't know. I think there would have been a lot more street cred for Toyota had they kind of taken some ownership of that. And if your transmission and your clutch is so brittle to the point where you can't even do that on a brand new model, a brand new example, that is a huge indicator of just the flawed, faulty design of your transmission, of the clutch at large. Try to convince me otherwise, guys. I mean, let me know. For the few fanboys that are existing out there at this point of the new Tacoma here, I'd be curious, what is your defense for that? What do you think? You know, was it driver error? We kind of got the same takeaway from Toyota with TFL guys, right? I think on the TFL truck channel, they bumped in that very similar issue where on their maiden voyage off-road with their Tacoma, they broke it, right? So that should not be happening with an off-road oriented vehicle. It's pretty pathetic, right? And they didn't give you a manual option on the hybridized platform. You can't get it on the TRD Pro. You can't get a manual Tacoma on the TRD Pro or Trailhunter because Toyota says that's too much horsepower, too much torque for that manual transmission to handle. Meaning it's not durable enough to handle all that horsepower and all that torque, which is pretty pathetic. So I see a lot of you guys constantly reaching out to me saying, hey, I'm really thinking about jumping ship, going to Nissan. I think I'm gonna get a Nissan Frontier, and I don't blame you one bit, guys. Here I have a whole lineup of brand new 2024 Nissan Frontiers. A few of them are the Pro 4X, the quote unquote top of the line, top trim Pro 4X right here. And I actually like the colors too. Kind of unique. Kind of have a army green equivalent here, close to a cement gray right here. And that almost looks like the new mud bath color coming out in the 2025 TRD Pro models. So I'm a fan of these, and especially since you could easily get, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 off of MSRP pretty dang quick. I like that. Even this black one looks pretty sleek. I have always been, for the last several years, a huge die-hard Toyota fan. And I mean that. And I love Toyota, and I want them to make some positive changes. I really do mean that, believe it or not. But man, with these recent changes that they made, the new generation of Toyotas coming out are pretty pathetic. You know, the Tundra having a ton of issues with them left and right. Their engines now failing, losing motive power across the board. It's just pretty pathetic. You just would not expect that from Toyota. right? It's totally contrary to what Toyota has always stood for. And yeah, I mentioned it a few times. I'll mention it again because I do think it's important, because I truly believe that people have always bought Toyotas for 3 reasons. You know, the reliability, simplicity, and affordability. That's it, right? I mean, that's why I've gravitated to them. Reliable, affordable, and simplistic. But these right here, they've deviated so much from it, it's not even funny, right? And because of that, they hiked up the price a ton. They're super complex at this point, especially the i-Force Max hybridized 4 cylinders that they have. They're just too complex. And if something goes wrong with that, you know, the battery pack and the charging system within your platform here, within the vehicle, like, how are you gonna fix it? You're not. You're gonna have to go straight to that dealership, and if you're out of warranty, gosh, get ready to cough up a pretty big check to pay for it. And quite frankly, and I hate to say it like this, I kind of wonder if Toyota is doing that on purpose. They want these to be quote unquote throwaway vehicles. I mean, they kind of allude to that by moving them entirely to Mexico, where they pay over 80% less than what they paid assembly line workers here in the US. They pay them $2.70 an hour down in Mexico, where they paid, you know, over almost $16 here in the US per hour on average. It varies a little bit, but all that to say, they're saving a ton of money on these things. They hiked up the price, and yet, I don't know, we're seeing all these issues right out of the gate with these flagship vehicles out of Toyota that have always historically had a great reputation, and they are just, man, it's being flushed down the toilet. It's pretty sad to say. So, sorry I turned this video into a rant, guys, but I wanna get your thoughts on it. We're seeing so many people jump ship, going to Nissan for that Frontier, yeah, going even to GMC, right? They're going to GMC, getting a GMC Canyon AT4X, the Ford Ranger Raptor, getting the Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison. So many people are just messaging me all the time saying, hey, I don't have confidence in buying this. And I can't say I blame them. I truly can't, because these really have been a pretty big disappointment and a pretty big flop. And personally, I never thought I would admit to it, but I would prefer getting a Ford Ranger Raptor. This is obviously not a Raptor trim. This is an XLT. But even just looking at the XLT here, you can't help but feel like you are getting a little bit more bang for your buck here as well. You're getting a little bit more for your money. So I'll show you the window sticker here. We are, the train agrees. We're right at, well, just under $46,000. For this particular Ranger 4x4 XLT. It does have the FX4 off-road package. You guys tell me what you think. Is the Ford Ranger something that you would consider even before the Tacoma now? Tell me the truth. So I'll leave it there, guys. Here's just the front lineup. They got a couple more out back, a few more over here. You can see a couple more over there. They're piling up. And just this morning I posted something on my Instagram story. A lot of dealerships are now offering $5,000 off. $5,000 off of MSRP for any trim Toyota Tacoma. Obviously, when the TRD Pro and Trailhunter hit, well, they're starting to hit now. Obviously, dealerships are gonna really try to take advantage of those trims, those popular trims, right? And try to slap on markups on them, or at very least sell them at MSRP, right? So a lot of dealerships are trying to lick their lips and lick their chops already to take advantage of people. So don't fall victim to that. If you are dead set on getting this new Tacoma here, don't pay a premium for it, because I guarantee it, this time next year, you'll easily be able to get several $1,000s off your TRD Pro Tacoma and your Trailhunter. I'd guarantee it. I'd be shocked if you can't. So, all that to say, I'm not impressed with it. Let me know what your thoughts are. What is it going to take for Toyota to redeem themselves with all the transmission issues, the clutch issues, all the quality control issues with this Tacoma and that Tundra as well? Mainly those engine issues that we're seeing. What is it going to take from Toyota to correct these issues? Tell me what you think. As always, guys, I do appreciate you watching. If you enjoy this type of content, please let me know in the comments. And as always, I do respectfully request that you consider liking and subscribing. Your support means a lot, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Until next time.